Stand up with us, turn over to page number 114, and help us sing I've Never Been Sorry. Ever since Jesus saved and pardoned, I have been singing every day.
I've never been sorry.
Praise the Lord.
And trusted His
Blessed holy name. Through the dark shadows He is with me, leading me on the upward way.
I've never been sorry.
Praise the Lord.
And trusted His
Blessed holy name.
I've never been sorry.
Praise the Lord.
And trusted His
Blessed holy name.
Every moment I find Him.
All the way.
Exactly the same.
He's exactly the same.
My soul has been singing
Every day.
Since the Savior
Since the Savior came.
I've never been sorry.
Praise the Lord.
And I trust in His
Blessed holy name. All the day long I sing the story, praising Him for His wondrous love.
I've never been sorry.
Praise the Lord.
And I trust in His
Blessed holy name. Surely I know a home is waiting, beautiful home in heaven above.
I've never been sorry.
Praise the Lord.
And I trust in His
Blessed holy name.
I've never been sorry.
Praise the Lord.
And I trust in His
Blessed holy
Every
name.
moment I find Him.
All the way.
Exactly the
He's
same.
exactly the same.
My soul has been singing
Every day. Since the Savior came.
I've never been sorry.
Praise the Lord.
And I trust in His
Blessed holy name. Brightly the star of hope is shining, making my pathway brighter grow.
I've never been sorry.
Praise the Lord.
And I trust in His
Blessed holy name. Never a thought of sad repining. Jesus is with me, this I know.
I've never been sorry.
Praise the Lord.
And I trust in His
Blessed holy name.
I've never been sorry.
Praise the Lord.
And I trust in His
Blessed holy name.
Every moment I find Him.
All the way.
Exactly the
He's
same.
exactly the same.
My soul has been singing
Every day. Since the Savior came.
I've never been sorry.
Praise the Lord.
And I trust in His
Blessed holy name. All right, let's turn over to page number 130. You may be seated. Page number 130. Let's sing I Never Shall Forget the Day. Long years ago, when out in sin, I had no hope, no peace within. Down on my knees, in agony, I prayed to Jesus and He gladly set me free. I never shall forget the day when all the burdens from my soul were rolled away. It made me happy, glad and free. I'll sing and shout it, for He's everything to me. Now I can feel Him by my side. My feeble steps He comes to guide. When trials come, He comforts me. Through faith in Him or sin, I have the never shall
forget the day
when all the burdens from my soul were rolled away. It made me happy, glad and free. I'll sing and shout it for He's everything to me. I'll have a few men come forward and receive tonight's offering, please. Brother Sherman, you lead some prayer.
Lord, we come this evening, God, thank you for the help that you've allowed us to have when we come back out to your house to worship once again, Lord. We thank you, Lord, that brought the message this morning. God, we pray that you continue to watch over him and bless him as he travels. We thank you, God, for the church that we have, for the pastor to stand, God, when everybody else seems to be walking away. We ask now that you bless us all. In your name we pray. Amen.
good to be in church tonight. Just in case everybody's forgotten, the reason I don't do most of the time the bulletins and the announcements is that I usually forget most of it. So, since I didn't get it all this morning, I missed some folks. We're going to try to get tonight, all right? I don't know how I can look right back through there and see everybody and not see anybody either. If you ever stood up here, you'd understand maybe why. Maybe not. I saw some folks that I just was passing out pens this morning, I forgot. So all of you veterans that didn't get recognized this morning, where's Russell? Well, see, that's where he was at this morning. That's why I missed him.
No, he was standing in the back.
All of you veterans that didn't get recognized this morning, I want you to stand up. By the way, one lady stood up, and I still missed her, all right? That was Brother Paul's wife, Tracy. And she's in the nursery tonight. Brother, what did I say? Well, that's his last name. Have a hard time remembering everybody. Tracy, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me when you got saved, Tracy.
When I got saved at church camp between my 7th and 8th grade year.
Amen. Thank you for your service. I apologize. I saw you stand up with your husband this morning. I recognized him, and I've been accused of things like that around here over the years, but I didn't really intentionally do it, all right?
I served in the Air Force from 1999 to 2004.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Russell, I almost skipped you tonight because you're back there counting the offering. It takes you all night to count the offering. Okay, wonderful.
What do you want?
I want whatever. When did you get saved?
58 years ago, end of May, 1st of June, because they always had revival right after school was out. I got saved on a Tuesday night, laying face down on the floor, right in front of the altar. Like I say, it's been 58 years ago. I have always been what I should have been, but I had somebody with me. No matter where I went, Brother Diggins used to say, I got somebody down at my collarbone that never left me wherever I went. And then before I went to the military, I met Linda. And a lot of people got a lot of arguments both ways, but she was Catholic. When we got married, And when I went in the military, I got out of church. But she never did. God sent me somebody that would always go to let me know I should have been there. Like Brother Watson's talking about this morning, not I, but a reminder. And I knew what I should be doing. Then when I got out, I got back home, got back to church, and then they got saved. And I just thank God for being so good to me.
Where'd you serve at?
I was in Sacramento, 40 miles north of Sacramento, California, Warner Robins, Georgia, and Clovis, New Mexico. First 4 years, I worked on a 45-foot long missile that carried an 1,800-pound nuclear bomb.
Amen. Thank you for your service. Amen. Brother John. That John.
97 to 2005.
Where'd you serve?
The National Guard, I did 200 Iraq.
Amen. How about John Yeager?
I got saved in 1959 at Shepherdsville, the Methodist Church in Shepherdsville. Joined service 1962, 1969, United States Navy submarine service. Spent 7 tours on the submarine, and altogether spent more than a year underwater. It was a really good service, and I thank them for that opportunity. I've heard
Amen. Thank you for your service, Brother John. I can appreciate anybody that was spending any time in the submarine. I got in that one down at Disneyland that don't go all the way under the water and like to went crazy. I kid you not. Brother Tony.
I got saved in February of 1985. Born in MaryvilleBaptist Church. I served in the Army National Guard from 1984 to 1990.
Amen. Thank you for your service, brother. Where am I at? Oh, okay. Everybody in here can see him but me. Damon.
I spent 1984 to 88 in the United States Marine Corps and traveling West Africa and South America. And then from 88 to 92 in the National Guard at Fort Knox.
When did you get saved?
1972 over here in the little building next door.
Thank you for your service. Did I miss anybody tonight? I did not intend, most of these folks was here this morning. I told the choir when they were singing, I said, I want y'all to sing real loud because I'm going to tell everybody tonight that the reason I missed all these folks this morning, the building was so full I couldn't see them all. Appreciate you folks watching by internet. Keep that thing on this up here. Well, I've been in service for the last 60 years. Who's first singing tonight? Huh?
What a journey this journey has been with my Lord, walking and talking with Him. He has ever been faithful there by my side. On Him I can depend. Those steps may grow weary as I am nearing the time when my life here shall end. I'll shout it with victory as I'm leaving here. What a journey this journey has been. While here on this journey as onward I go, I see many great sights to behold, but none will compare to the beauties of heaven, where the half has never been told. I started this journey at an altar of prayer, where He gloriously saved me that day. This journey has seen many blessings and trials, but He's been near me each step of the way. What a journey this journey has been with my Lord, walking and talking with Him. He's ever been faithful there by my side. On Him I can depend. Those steps may grow weary as I am nearing the time when my life here shall end. I'll shout it with victory as I'm leaving here. What a journey this journey has been.
Just want to say I'm thankful for a church that's still open on a Sunday night. Before this all started, I mean, there was 1 or 2 cases of this new virus. All the government had to do was recommend that churches would close, and a lot of them did. And that's all it took for some churches, just a recommendation to close. But I'm glad that we're still open. A lot of people say, we should obey the law or obey, Romans 13. That's all they say, Romans 13. But what did Peter say in the book of Acts? He said we better obey God rather than man. A lot of orders spit out through time at the church. What they tell Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they ordered them to bow, but they didn't. They obeyed God rather than man. They ordered Daniel to stop praying, but he kept on praying. They ordered many men of God throughout time to do some things against the Word of God, but they kept faithful. I'm thankful for men of God here that have kept faithful to the Lord. But this song we're going to sing, everybody knows it. It's called "There Is a Fountain." It was written by a man named William Cooper. If you know me, I like stories behind songs. And I love this story behind this song. William Cooper was a man who lived a very, very, very depressing life. At the age of 4 years old, William Cooper lost his mother. It left an emotional scar upon his life. And he just lived a depressing life. His dad wasn't much of a dad. Through one of William's depressing spells, his dad actually recommended suicide to him. And went so far as to give him a book on how to commit suicide. Lived a terrible life. And the story goes is that he went through one of his depressing phases, took a rope and put it on his bedpost, tried to hang himself, but the rope broke. And he tried again. He tried to hang himself one more time. He hung unconscious for hours until the rope broke again. And as he recovered in the hospital, a doctor witnessed to him. And he met the Lord right there in that hospital where he was recovering. And that just goes to show, no matter how depressing a life you may live, no matter how hopeless you may feel, there's still Christ. He still is the answer. And there still is a fountain filled with blood. There is a fountain filled with blood drawn from Emmanuel's veins, and sinners plunge beneath that flood lose all their guilty stains, lose all their guilty stains, lose all their guilty stains, and sinners plunge beneath that flood lose all their guilty stains. The dying thief rejoiced to see that fountain in his day, and there may I go vile as he wash all my sins away, wash all my sins away, wash all my sins away. And there may I, though vile as he, wash all my sins away. Ere since by faith I saw the stream thy flowing wounds supply, redeeming love has been my theme, and shall be till I die, and shall be till I die, and shall be till I die. Redeeming bright fire to save. When this poor lisping stammering tongue lies silent in the grave, lies silent in the grave, lies silent in the grave. When this poor lisping stammering tongue lies silent in the grave.
Wherever you go, I'll go, I guess. I'll have to lead off by saying, you gotta watch what you say to Pastor, or what he says to you, I guess, kind of. But we'll give it my best shot, and we'll go with it. All right, ready? Oh, just play it through, and then I'll catch up. Just play one. And okay, all right. Oh, soul, are you weary and troubled? No light in the darkness you see. There's light for a look at the Savior, and life more abundant and free. Turn your eyes upon Jesus, look full in his wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace. Through death into life everlasting, he passed, and we follow him there. Over us sin no more hath dominion, for more the conquerors we are. And turn your eyes upon Jesus, look full in his wonderful face, and the things of this earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his word and grace. His word shall not fail you. He promised, believe him, and all will be. Then go to a world that is dying, his perfect salvation to tell.
and turn your eyes upon Jesus. Look full in his wonderful face, and the things of the earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace. And the things of this earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace.
I went end of last December. I went down to Brother David Edwards, and he gave me a few minutes to preach at the meeting they were having, and I preached that message, "Say It Again," and had a good time. And a couple days later, I think I was coming to church on Sunday morning, or coming home from church after Sunday morning service, and Brother Jeremiah Simpson, my friend from down there, he sent me a little video, said, "Hey preacher, I wrote you a song for your message," and so I probably mess up the words there, but I'm gonna try. On the banks of the Jordan River, John saw the Lamb standing there before him like just a normal man. But as the dove descended, he knew without a doubt that this was the promised one that he'd been preaching about. A day had passed since the river where John baptized the Lord. He said to his disciples, "I've just got to say more." And as they were walking, the Lord was out ahead. And when John saw him, he said it again. I want to say it again. Behold the Lamb of God, sent down from heaven to be the crucified one. He'll be with me through the years. He'll be my dearest friend. So John said, I want to say it again. It wasn't on the Jordan River, but I've met that Lamb, and He's been there for me time and time again. He's been faithful and He's been true. Oh, I know that He'll see me through. So I'll stand and I'll proclaim, because I know what the Lord can do. I want to say it again. He's still the risen Lamb, sit down from heaven, the great I am. He's been with me through the years, and He's my dearest friend. So like John, I want to say it again. He's been with me through the years. He's my dearest friend. So like John, I want to say it again.
All right, my brother Chad and my wife, she's going to make her way up here. They're going to sing. I'd like to do something really, really quick as they get ready. This is a very special day to me. I'm an advocate of history, and I try my best to learn as much as I can. And I want to talk to you about two fellas real quick. I promise you I'll be very fast. There was a fella from right over here, Fairdale, Kentucky, and I'm not going to say his name. I wouldn't want to embarrass his family. But he fought in the Vietnam War, had a very unique job, and went through some very difficult things and saw some very difficult things, had to do some very difficult things. And he come home to what so many veterans, Vietnam veterans, come home to, which shouldn't have been. Not much we can do about that now outside of tell them welcome home and thank them for what they done. But he bottled it up for a long time, and he moved from Fairdale to Dover, Tennessee. And he finally was interviewed about his job. He told everything that he saw and things that he'd done. At the end of his interview, he said this. He said, I've had people come and tell me that I'm going to go to hell because of the things that I've done and the things I've been a part of during the Vietnam War. And the interview closed off that way. And me and my wife and some of our family, we searched. I called everybody that I could think of. I got an old Fairdale High School yearbook, and with the help of my dad, I called my dad about it, and my uncle, and we tried our best to find this man. And I found out he moved to Dover, Tennessee, and I called down there, and I tried everything I could to find him because I wanted him to know he didn't have to go to hell. Right. Just because of what he'd been through didn't mean that he had to go to hell. Right. The fella passed away 2 months after the video was made before I seen it. I was never able to talk to him. Somebody else may have seen it and told him about the Lord. He may have got saved. I hope he did. But it's weighed on me. But I want to tell you this. There's somebody at our church every Sunday that I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of time gets looked over. And he's a veteran that I see on a daily basis. I see his battle fatigue. And I see that a lot of folks look at him and, we'll be honest, some folks write him off. But I'd like to honor a veteran tonight of a little bit different battle. I want to tell you tonight I'm thankful for my pastor. By many stance, a lot of folks would look at him and say that he's fought so hard he ought to be in retirement. But not him. He's still in the fight. He's still in the battle. And this morning as I sit here and we looked and honored the veterans that had served and talked about the ones that are still in service, I couldn't help but sit there and think I've got one that has served and I got one that's still serving. And tonight I am so thankful. And I'm so proud. And before my wife comes to sing, I'd like to ask you to do this for me. If you'd all do me a favor, rather than give him a hand, rather than come around and shake his hand, I'm going to ask you this right now, if you would. I've sent out to all the preachers at our church every day this week. Just a little short little devotion thing, and I ask them to pray for their preacher every day this week with what we're facing, what's going on. I want you to be real right now. If you're here tonight, you say, I love my pastor, and I will pray for him every day this week. Would you lift your hand? Just for a moment, just for a moment. Brother Jack, would you look at him for just a minute? Listen, I'm telling you tonight, we have so much to be thankful for. It's so easy to look over and look past. Don't get over your church. Don't get over what God's done in your heart and your life because of this place. And I'm thankful tonight for my man of God.
when you see the tears in my eyes. The faith of a mustard seed can remove a mountain so high. So I'll just stay here on my knees till I feel you by my side. Dear Lord, I'm in trouble again. I'm in a battle that I have to win. It's hard to keep up this pace, but I'll run as hard as I can till I see your face. So I'll just stay here on my knees until you hear my cry. I know you have compassion when you see the tears in my eyes. The faith of a mustard seed can remove a mountain so high. So I'll just stay here on my knees till I feel you by my side. The faith of a mustard seed can remove a mountain so high. So I'll just stay here on my knees till I feel you by my side.
Lord, my battle scars are many, the medals must be few. For in the midst of conflict raging, so often I failed you. But somehow you've kept me standing, you've picked me up each time I fall. You don't cast out wounded soldiers, you just love them through it all. But one day all the soldiers will go home, and we'll cease fighting, for the battle will be won. And as the captain says, well done, you fought your fight, your race is run, wounded soldier. The war is over, welcome home. In my heart I am a victor, though at times this flesh is weak. So often I have begged your grace, lest I go down in defeat. But that's when I recall a battle that was fought by you alone. And as your blood ran down that rugged cross, my victory was won. One day all the soldiers will go home, and we'll cease fighting, for the battle will be won. And as the captain says, well done, you fought your fight, your race is run, wounded soldier. The war is over, welcome home. As the captain says, well done, you fought your fight, your race is run, wounded soldier.
been a good day. The Lord's house, amen. I know some of the folks that was here this morning are not back tonight, but let me see one more time the hands of all of you that served in the military. Hold them up, hold them up. All right. Thank you. Josh mentioned something a while ago that brought back, I'm not going to preach, so don't get too excited. Just enjoy the fact we've had a good day. Amen. Amen. You realize that there's very few Baptist churches having church tonight.
That's right.
You ought to be thankful you're privileged to be in the Lord's house.
Amen.
Even with bad preaching and good singing, you ought to be thankful you can be in the Lord's house on a night like tonight. Amen. Wow. I used to hear folks say, well, you know, I don't like all the singing, I'd rather hear more preaching, but then when you get more preaching, they like the singing better. Life wonderful, isn't it? Tootsie had a part of her family served in Vietnam. Some of you probably heard the story before. Helicopter pilot. He sent into the fields where the battle was raging, and several military men were under fire. He was trying to get his chopper down low enough to get the fellows out alive. The reason I'm telling you this is some of y'all, I know, I've talked to folks, Brother Becker. Brother Becker wouldn't talk to anybody about the time when he was captured, the time he spent in prison over there. Anyway, he said when he was letting the plane down that several of the folks had been shot, and they were trying to get them on board to get them out of the range of fire. And one of the fellows was being held captive by a woman, and she put a knife to his throat to cut his throat. And he said, I shot her. He talked to me several times, different times. Actually went a few places with a group when we go sing somewhere, hear the gospel. But to always say, I don't think I could ever get saved. I don't know, as far as I know, he died lost. We've tried for several years to find out where he was at. Drove up to Ohio where he lived. It's a long story, but a lot of folks have seen a lot of things that most of us have never had to experience. Our country is worth fighting for.
Amen.
A lot of men have died and women have died for it. That's why it's so important, church. Our country is not the country it is because of our material blessings. It's the country it is because God's been good to us.
Right.
And anything God's blessed us with, we ought to be willing to stand up for, even sacrifice for. I don't know what to say tonight other than it's been good. Thank you all for singing. Got a new trio, look like. First time I'd heard them sing. I better be careful what I say. My wife gets on me for saying too much sometimes, but God's been good, hasn't he? It's good to know that if you served in whatever capacity in the military, you may not have been in the battle, but you were part of the team that's been blessed to win down through the years, and we're thankful for those of you who can't be at the church house tonight. We are at the church house. We had visitors this morning. Visitors you didn't see. I'm glad that everybody in the community knows we're having church. Amen. I'm glad that the folks that were interested in us having church stay down at the end of the drive. God's good. Amen. We don't desire a confrontation. We don't want a confrontation. I told several folks this morning by way of internet, we're not doing anything different than we've always done. When Daniel went to pray and got arrested, Daniel didn't start praying when the law was made. Think about that for a minute. Daniel didn't start praying when the law was made. Daniel just did what he always done. He went to his window and prayed. We didn't start doing live internet because we couldn't have church. Told a friend of mine, well, we're just doing what we've always done. I'm glad that some of you watching by way of internet can't come. Some of you physically can't come. Some of you may be concerned about catching something. That's fine. I'm not mad at you, wouldn't ever be mad at you. Some of you sick don't need to come. Amen. Don't bring it. Keep it at home 14 days, 15 days, whatever you need to. I'm just saying, hey, we're just doing what we've always done. It's just that simple. And one fella sent me or put out a note on Facebook this morning, said he was in Kentucky and couldn't find any place to go to church. So I sent him an address. He didn't go. You're just looking for an excuse. That's unacceptable. You don't need to look for an excuse. If you got one, wonderful. I need a hush. Fella, what was that guy's name? Country singer. Some of y'all can help me with this. What was that song you just sang? Wounded Soldiers. Huh? Called Wounded Soldiers. There's a part in there about. Somebody will help me. I might take too long if you don't help me. I know you've not got the name right there in the top of your mind, and ashamed to say it. I wouldn't be if I could think of it. The song's about who's going to fill their shoes. Huh?
Oh, that's George Jones.
Who?
George Jones.
Oh, that's who I thought it was. You know,
That song is the one that somebody else came up and talked about the preacher.
yeah, there's a preacher wrote that song, which is fine. I liked his song too.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Most of you, my wife thinks I'm crazy anyway about music, but I'll be honest. Some of those old country songs are more spiritual than some of these new gospel so-called songs. Anyway, sing that song again, Wesley. We'll give an invitation. Let you go home. Maybe you'd like to take a minute and pray. I said this morning, listen to me closely. What if next Sunday, Maryville Baptist Church is closed by no reason of ours. You think it's not going to happen? I really wanted, the preacher this morning kind of got on some things. I read a couple of months ago that they've actually found a calf that is suitable for the sacrifice for the cleansing of a new temple. Scripturally, there's specifics about that particular animal. I mean, it's got to be completely red, cannot have any other color hair in its body. It's just, and somebody had put a note from the Jewish side that they actually found a calf that would be sufficient for its ashes to be mixed with the ashes of the last red heifer for the cleansing of a new temple. By the way, all that is relative to what's happening. What he said this morning about Trump making Jerusalem the headquarters. That hasn't happened. It's been around 2,000 years since the last sacrifice was offered in the temple. Everything prophetically is coming together. I'm not saying it could be or will be, it might not be next week, but it could be that God's got it all put together. Sing something, Weston, I'll hush. Let's stand together, all right?
In my heart I am a victor, though at times this flesh is weak. So often I have begged your grace, lest I go down in defeat. That's when I recall a battle that was fought by you alone. And as your blood ran down that rugged cross, my victory was won. One day all the soldiers will go home, and we'll cease fighting, for the battle will be won. And as the captain says, well done, you fought your fight,